I'm not going to pretend to know super well what a comet looks like, but that does not look like a comet to me at all. So if you've never wondered how your life is going to end, I think you would be in the minority. It's something lots of people think about. Most people probably think about. And I would doubt that the majority of people thought to themselves, I think a comet is going to hit Earth and I will be one of many, many victims, which will be the majority of the population on Earth. Or an alien invasion. And I believe that everybody needs to start taking that option much more seriously, both of them, as you will find out shortly in this story. So let's just start this video with a few headlines, okay? Or actually, in this case, I guess it'll be an X post. Breaking: NASA just quietly activated its Planetary Defense Network for 3I/Atlas and didn't say a word. For the first time in history, an interstellar object has been officially enrolled in a planetary defense level observation campaign. Why the silence? What does NASA know that we don't? Excellent question. Okay. And I will pose another question to you guys. Do you think that if NASA or the government knew that there was a comet that was imminently going to hit the United States, well, imminently being like in, I don't know, the next few years, you think they would tell us? Do you think they would tell us? Does anybody think that they would tell us? I do not think they would tell us. I think that there is no way they'd tell us. Because the second you tell us, civilization is going to go crazy. And also, it would inhibit their ability to get in their bunkers and get all of that stuff ready. I've never believed that they would tell us, okay? So let's just start right there, and then let's look at some other headlines, okay? Could mysterious Manhattan-sized comet be a black swan event? The implications are so huge for humanity. Yeah, I would say so, right? What else we got? In this one, Comet 3I Atlas's bizarre behavior sparks global alarm. Is the mysterious Manhattan-sized interstellar object a black swan event? I don't know. I don't know yet. You know what I mean? I feel like you're supposed to tell me that, right? Okay. And then there's the other option, right? Aside from the fact that they are already launching their monitoring program or whatever, we also have the other side of the conversation, which is that it's behaving very bizarrely. Okay, like it's not behaving in a way that mimics other comets, and they think it might be a vessel. And I'm going to show you the footage that came out of Japan, which is like I don't know how they captured the footage that they did, but doesn't look like a comet to me, dude. Doesn't look like a comet to me at all. Of course. So 3I Atlas leaked actual footage shows a large vessel and NASA-activated Planetary Defense Network for interstellar object. Here are all the shocking claims and what is an interstellar, WatchNet, whatever this is, IAWN campaign. So, yeah. And, like I said, first time in history, right? Well, we're going to take a look at what they're saying on the news about this topic. Then we're going to look at the actual leaked footage from Japan that Japan captured. Then we're going to take a look at this story, which is the evidence of non-human intelligence activity near U.S. nuclear sites gains scientific validation. Okay. I've been saying that for years. I know all about this. Okay, UFOs incurring into our airspace and buzzing our nuclear bases, turning on the ICBMs, then shutting down an entire grid. They're all independently powered, which is impossible to shut all of them down. Okay, and we got this too. So UFOs are buzzing nuclear bases, keeping U.S. Secretary of State up at night. So we're gonna look at that too. So buckle in, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and let's dive in. Okay, so check this out. Let's see what they're saying about this. Okay.
An interstellar object whirling through our solar system is actually a nuclear-powered spacecraft sent by aliens to test how humans respond. That's what a noted astrophysicist believes might be the case. And he says an image from the Hubble telescope backs him up.
Something is streaking through our solar system that has astronomers on edge and policymakers on alert. The newly discovered 3I Atlas isn't just another passing comet, it's the largest, brightest interstellar visitor ever recorded, arriving with a composition and trajectory that challenge nearly every known scientific model. Its bizarre properties, an 8-to-1 carbon dioxide to water ratio, a mysterious green glow, and course corrections eerily precise as it approaches Mars, have sparked legitimate fears and explosive debates.
Course corrections. As far as I understand it, comets and asteroids don't do course corrections, right? Like, right? They fly. Like they're on they're an indiscriminate path. That's why they crash into things. Okay? They don't slow down. They don't turn right. They don't turn left. They just fly. Okay? So that's, I guess, a little bit concerning, right, guys?
Interstellar intruder, the discovery that shocked the world.
3I Atlas was discovered on July 1st by the NASA-funded Atlas survey. It was discovered using their telescope at Rio Hurtado in Chile, and it was first detected as a speck of light moving relative to background stars. We collected a good amount of data, more than 100 observations. We know its trajectory fairly well. We know it came from outside the solar system. Right now, it's inside the orbit of Jupiter and is headed for its closest pass to the sun at the end of October.
July 1st, 2025, marked a watershed moment for astronomy. The Atlas Survey telescope in Chile detected a faint object with an unbound hyperbolic orbit, evidence that it was not native to our solar system. This alone made 3I Atlas historic. Only 2 other interstellar objects had ever been observed, Oumuamua and Borisov. The designation 3I, third interstellar, reflects its rarity, while Atlas credits the survey system that found it. But the excitement quickly gave way to anxiety. Initial data revealed the object was enormous, at least 5.6 kilometers across, possibly much larger, and racing towards the sun at velocities up to 209,000 kilometers per hour, far faster than typical solar system comets.
I'm sorry. Did you say 209,000 kilometers per hour? Because something tells me if that runs into Earth, that's a curtain call for us. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it might just be the size of Manhattan, but if it hits the Earth going 200,000 kilometers an hour, I feel like that's a wrap. You know what I mean? Feel like that's going to be a wrap. And that's if it's a comet, as opposed to an invading alien army.
Comets. Its trajectory was more than just a casual flyby. Calculations showed it would pass closely by Venus, Jupiter, Mars, and eventually reach its closest point to Earth in December 2025, even as it remained over 1.8 AU from our planet. What set 3I Atlas apart wasn't only its speed or scale. Within days of discovery, astronomers realized it wasn't acting like any comet they'd seen. Its detection, as far out as June, signaled prolonged activity, later confirmed by observations from NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite, TESS. The object had already sported a coma and tail at distances where few comets become active, a sign that something extraordinary was happening. The world's most powerful telescopes, including Hubble, JWST, and the VLT, pivoted to study this visitor. Every new observation deepened its mystery, transforming initial excitement into urgent concern. Unprecedented chemistry.
Okay. So again, okay, at this point, I would just like to pose a question to everybody. If they knew that this thing was going to hit the Earth, do you think they would tell us? Do you think they would tell us? I am certain that my skepticism is warranted, okay? If I'm in the leadership position, do I tell anybody? Like, I don't think so. How would the world knowing do anything positive? Like, we need to react. Like, we need to, I don't know, whatever our defenses are. But let me ask you this. Okay. So I just watched a movie called House of Dynamite. Okay. And House of Dynamite is about a nuclear missile headed towards Earth. I'm sorry, Jesus, man, towards America, and how the, how the government will react, everything that we do to try to knock it out of the sky. What are we supposed to do if we don't know who fired it at us, so on and so forth, etc. It is horrifying. Like, it's a deeply, deeply disturbing movie if you are like me, like wired to be extremely existentially terrified of nuclear warfare. It's rough. I can't shake it off. I got to be honest. Like, I can't stop thinking about that fucking movie. And the ending, the way that they do it is brilliant. Really brilliant. Like, brilliant in a way that you won't understand at first. The movie will end and you'll kind of be like, what? And then, I mean, if your brain works like mine, you're going to be like, man, I can't shake it off. I can't shake it off. I can't shake it off. And but it's just another one of those examples of, you really think it through. You're like, what would I do? And how would an asteroid be any different? You're like there's a point where they're trying to, our missile defense system is, trying to intercept the ICBM, and spoiler, we miss. Okay, that's pretty early in the movie anyway, and they're talking about it. And you just realize that you're like, okay, so our missile defense is that fallible? Well, like those things are going how much slower than a comet that's in outer space going 200 something thousand kilometers an hour? There's no ICBMs going that fast. You know what I mean? I don't think. I should know that actually. Let's see how fast do ICBMs fly? 15,000 to 24,000. So they're 10 times slower, okay, than the comet. 10 times slower. So we're going to intercept one if it's going to hit the United States. Like if we're going to hit the Earth, we're going to intercept that. Listen, our missile defense system it has a really hard time with the faster ICBMs, which are 20,000 kilometers an hour. But we're definitely going to be fine with one that's going 200,000 kilometers an hour hurling through space at us. Now, one thing you could do to defend yourself against a hurtling comet is you can subscribe to this channel and you can like this video, because that is the best defense that you can have against a comet impact on Earth. There's science there. Which brings us to the really fun part of this video where they cover a terrifying trajectory, okay? And so we're going to look at that fun thing right after a word from our sponsor, PrizePicks. It's NFL time, and that means it's time for you to join PrizePicks. I don't understand. What's daily fantasy? I'll explain that later. What you need to know right this second is that if you deposit $5 and put it in play, they will guarantee give you a free $50 regardless of whether or not you win with that $5 entry fee. Wait, I deposit $5 and I get $50 back regardless of whether I win. Yes, that's correct. So that'd be a 10x return guaranteed. Yeah, that's correct. So who wouldn't do that? I don't know, man. You tell me. Everybody is doing it. So tell us what else we get aside from $50 free. Well, you get to play the best daily fantasy game on the entire internet. Talk to me like a child and explain to me how to play. PrizePicks could not make this game more simple. You're going to pick which sport you want to play, and then you're going to start picking players that you're going to add to your roster. Then we're going to decide whether they're going to get more or less than the stat line provided by PrizePicks. We're going Shedeur Sanders, and we're going more because we are eternal optimists. Let's say you want to start small and you put $5 in play on your first roster. You can win up to $187.50. But if you're a big baller and you want to put, let's say, $50 in play, you can win up to $1,875. But let's say you are a big wallet gangster and you want to put $500 into a single roster. You can win up to $18,750 if all of your players deliver. Now, we also got some new features coming in with this new football season, and you're going to be able to play the same player up to 3 times with 3 different stat lines if you want. It's already live on Major League Baseball and WNBA. When you go to PrizePicks, you use the link in the description and you sign up and you use promo code JesseOnFire, you are going to get a free $50 once you put $5 in play. Use the link in the description, sign up using promo code JesseOnFire, put in $5 in play, and get your free $50 back. That's a 10x return. You are welcome. I love all of you guys. Let's go. All right, here we go. Terrifying trajectory. Let's do this.
Well, thanks for having me. First, I should say that if the light that we observe from this object is reflection of sunlight, its size needs to be bigger than Manhattan Island, 20 kilometers or so. And there isn't enough rocky material in interstellar space to deliver a rock of that size earlier than 10,000 years from now.
While the odd chemistry of 3I Atlas set off scientific alarm bells, its journey through the solar system paralyzed planetary defense offices and orbital analysts. For weeks, astronomers worked to plot its path, watching for possible collisions. Initially, the calculations were reassuring. Though 3I Atlas would pass close to Mars, within 18 to 30 million miles, it posed no immediate threat to any planet, including Earth. ESA and NASA stressed that its hyperbolic orbit was well understood, likely ensuring it would exit the solar system without impact. But leaked data and independent simulations began to suggest disturbing anomalies. Some media sources and whistleblowers claimed that 3I Atlas had performed up to 14 course corrections within a month. These were not random perturbations, but allegedly precise maneuvers that adjusted its trajectory ever closer to Mars. The possibility of a collision, once dismissed as statistically improbable, was suddenly being reassessed with a 70% probability in certain models, calculating alignment with Mars's orbit to within hours and millions of miles. The timing of potential impact coincided with Mars's closest approach to Earth, amplifying consequences should gravitational effects ripple outward. More chilling was the pattern of course corrections that some analysts described as consistent with adaptive intelligence, possibly even suggesting the presence of autonomous navigation or artificial intelligence on board the interstellar object. Adjustments allegedly increased in frequency and precision as 3I Atlas approached Mars. Anomalies correlated with periods when Earth-based telescopes could not observe the object directly, fueling fears of deliberate concealment. NASA and Planetary Defense officials continue to reassure the public that no credible evidence pointed toward impact or intelligent control.
Interesting. So I forget. Let me go to my search history here. And let me just see, because I feel like I remember something about the first time that we have enacted the Planetary Defense Program in history. But don't worry, guys. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's just common practice. Common practice, did you say? You said that we've never done that before. Right, we haven't. We've never done it before. But yeah, I mean, we are this time. So let's take a look at what this thing actually looks like, okay? So new images reveal 3I Atlas racing towards Earth, but it doesn't look like a comet at all. It's behaving like something under intelligent control, not a natural object. Okay, so, just take a look at this thing. This says swipe. I don't know why it's, there you go. I don't know, guys. If you can't see that very well. Does that look like a comet? Does that look like a comet to you? This does not look like a comet to me. I'm not going to pretend to know super well what a comet looks like, but that does not look like a comet to me at all. But let's go ahead and continue on. How about here when you can actually see it moving? Okay, see? It's moving. As one gigantic cluster of alien ships or something. Like, what on earth is this, dude? You know what I mean? What is that thing? Okay. And let's keep in mind, guys, that UFOs are buzzing our nuclear bases and keeping U.S. Secretary of State up at night. Okay. Oh, and evidence of non-human intelligence activity near U.S. nuclear sites gains scientific validation. Okay. Shocking UFO files hidden in presidential library claim U.S. made successful contact with alien race. Let's take a look at that one. Okay. A trove of unearthed government documents has detailed a secret face-to-face encounter with alien beings more than 60 years ago. 50 pages of CIA files which the FBI continues to say are fakes claim the secret government program was established with communications with the UFOs in 1959. Project Sigma started in 1954, used a binary computer language sent along radio signals and in space to make contact with alien life. And then they met with them, supposedly. But this I can validate. Okay, so the evidence of non-human intelligence activity near U.S. nuclear sites gained scientific validation. So thousands of objects sent by non-human intelligence may have been spying on the world's nuclear tests all the way back to the 40s. A groundbreaking study has just been published, providing verified evidence that something or someone has been observing our nuclear sites from space long before the first human satellites were ever launched into orbit. Dr. Beatrice Vallerol from the Nordic Institute of Theoretical Physics in Sweden says that, whoops, I guess you guys can't see that, can you? There you go. Revealed a clear connection between nuclear tests in 1949 and 1957 and an increase in the number of mysterious bright spots called transients appearing in the sky. These transients are not believed to be a natural phenomenon, with Vallerol saying that they showed signs of being highly reflective like a mirror and even spinning like a flying saucer. The publication of these findings was a major milestone, as most papers discussing the existence of unidentified anomalous phenomenon are rejected by the scientific community. That's dumb. Having to work successfully peer-reviewed means other scientists have to look over the data and find nothing to dismiss the team's findings, just like any other unproven story about UFOs. Overall, researchers discovered that the mysterious transients are 45% more likely to be spotted flying overhead just before or right after a nuclear test. These are objects from before Sputnik 1, yada, yada. Okay, bottom line is, okay, all the smart people think that they're here observing us, okay? Now, whether they're future us, whether they're future us or they are here to babysit us because we're a dangerous, sociopathic, psychopathic race that would immediately go to war with anyone we don't understand. And so they're like, all right, well, we got to make sure that we keep them here. Well, how are we going to keep them on Earth? It's like, well, let's just put a big radiation belt around it that humans could never go through. You're all, should we call it something? They're like, let them name it. The Van Allen radiation belt. They're like, okay, so if anybody said they went through the Van Allen radiation belt, then we know they're lying. It's like, that's right, because aliens put it there to make sure that we can't get off our planet and go invade other worlds and kill everyone, Right. Isn't the moon on the other side of the Van Allen radiation belt? It is, actually. It is, actually, on the other side of the Van Allen. But I'm sure, we probably figured it out, I'm sure we got through that thing. So specifically, researchers focused on 124 above-ground nuclear bomb tests conducted by the three nations, causing explosions in open air, not underground, as these tests are carried out today. I didn't know that. The unknown objects appeared briefly and then vanished, and they were captured on camera before humans began launching any type of devices into space, so they can't be explained as human-made craft. All right, well, again, we have no answers here, but this is a phenomenon that I am very familiar with, and this is definitely legit, okay? But I have had enough terror for one day, so I'm just going to sign off for the moment, okay? I love you guys. Bye-bye.